is there who is working in some toothpaste company, right? All right, and he is getting the crore rupees. He is every day coming to the office. He is every day coming to the office, doing nothing. Just go to the cabin. He is just going to the cabin, sitting there, morning 9 to 5, and he is going back to home. Again next day he is come. He is doing nothing. Next day also. Sitting 9 to 5, going back to home. He is working like particular toothpaste company, right? He spent it 30 days like this. 30 days, understand? 30 days. What organization is going to, organization definitely every employee of organization is going to be complained. He is coming every day, he is doing nothing, sitting 9 to 5, going back. Now at the end of the day, the company asked him, let us know any strategy do you have so that we can just increase our production. We can just increase our productions, and the production will be increased only the case when a demand comes from the market. Yes or no? So now what he is thinking? Throughout the 1 month, he was thinking about how to increase the production of the company. How to increase the demand of the particular toothpaste into the market so that every customers can purchase that particular toothpaste. Now, can you think what he thought throughout the month? Sorry? Absolutely right, the radius. Because now he knows human tendency is like whatever length of the brush we have. अगर इतना भी होगा तो पूरा लगाएंगे. That is a human tendency. Nobody is going to इतना सा लगा के नहीं छोड़ेगा कोई भी. So what is it? That is become the tendency of the human. And he is going to be increased, just he asked to the organization to increase the radius of the toothpaste जो पैक आता है ना उसका सामने का, and that is the reasons. So that is what the problem is having by the organization, and only this is a solution of the particular problems. And if these kind of research will be done by the some person, that is called a applied research. That is called a applied research, which is just a specific develop or design for the particular decision into the organizations. Understand? Only into the organizations, not other places. Only organization facing so and so problems. So getting the particular solution of that problems, what we need to have? We need to have the applied research. Understand? Applied means some certain action. Immediately some certain action we required. That's called applied research. Is it okay? Applied research? Alright. Which is action oriented. Now another way which is we called, अरे ये क्या हो गया इसको? अच्छा वो हो गया होगा. Alright. Another way which is we called fundamental research. Fundamental research. Alright. We gone through like a lot of models at earlier stage of 11th, 12th. We have seen a lot of models when we are learning the physics, when we are learning the psychology, when we are learning the so and so subjects. Each and every subject having certain theory concept, which is we call the models, right? Have you ever applied those models into the real life? No. No. The answer is completely no. We never apply those models into the real life. If I ask the IT guys, they are also studying a lot of models, but they are not using those models into real life. Maybe 1 and 2 can be useful, but not whole. That is what they are just to understand a theory concept. Just to understand a theory concept, and this is called a fundamental research. The model or the particular research which is basically developed only to understand a certain concept. Only to understand a certain concept, that is nothing but your basic or fundamental research. Understand? Some guys in your class also, bank benchers, they do have their own theories. Yes or no? And 3 Idiots we have seen it. Amir can have their own theories. So those theories are good only when things comes into only the books. Textbooks में जब आती है ना वो तभी अच्छा लगता है. If you're trying to use those particular theories into the real life, you become flop. Really you become flop. So those theories which we learn at the 11th to 12th standard or maybe any other textbooks to just understand the concept of the particular topic, for that we have the research which is we call the fundamental or basic research. Understand? Alright. So this is basically 2 types of research we do have. Alright. Now, whenever you are going to do the research, the most important words comes into picture, that is scientific methods. Any other field, choose any other fields, there is a scientific methods. I think I remember one important aspect. Somebody is there from psychology, no? Like, no one is from psychology. You know, when I was like in 10th standard, my sister was doing the MA in psychology, and she just thrown me n number of questions. Immediately, she started a watch, and she, whatever I'm going to ask you, you have to answer me. Simple. It is just exercise. Now, what she is going to start? She started 1 plus 1. I think everybody knows the answer. है ना? You have a confidence. Okay, 1 plus 1, 2. Everybody, बिल्कुल 1 plus 1, 2. Suddenly she, okay, 2 plus 1. Hey, फिर से इतना easy question. I have answer 3. Now suddenly she said 3 plus 3. Still we have answer. Still we have answer. 3 plus 3, 6. है ना? She's thrown me. Okay, 3 into 3. एकदम से दिमाग ऐसा हो जाता. अभी तो प्लस था, my into कहाँ से हो गया? Then this is what these kind of exercise can done by the psychology guys. Why they are doing this kind of things? Only to judge your presence of mind. Perfect. IQ, which is we call the IQ, right? So, but do you think there is any scientific methods comes? Yes. In this particular exercise, the scientific method take into the account. That is calculations. You need to be understand the calculations. If you don't understand plus, can you able to do the additions? No. If you don't understand into, multiplication, can you able to do the calculations? No. So you need to be have a calculations, and wherever the calculation kind of things comes, which is nothing but the scientific methods, right? Which is nothing but the scientific methods. Agree? Alright. So always remember, whenever you going to start the research in any other field, that particular research should have scientific methods. Scientific method means the way you going to analyze yourself or your data or your problems, that should be in this scientific way. Scientific means the systematic approach. Alright. So what scientific method give you? The scientific method will give you the logical reasonings. Absolutely right. That's what everywhere nowadays, whenever you go for any other jobs, they are asking you the logical reasonings. Am I right? Immediately, even you go for the any other post also, they want you to know how you are thinking. Okay, how you are thinking. So if you are thinking match to the organization thinking, definitely they are going to appoint you. Otherwise, they are saying, we will call you. है ना? This call कभी नहीं आया. All right. Okay. So the logical thinking is most important for us. Let's have a very good example of it. I'll just give you one example of it, which is not ready with this system. एक case study kind of things है. एक HR था. Recession 2008. We have a recession. All right. In the recession time, one guy is there who is quite talented, but due to his having the higher salary into the organization have taken the decision, okay, he has to be go. This is the decision taken by the organization, because organization not in a position to pay him that much amount. He left the job. Alright. After that, he applied one company where the company is required only the interns. Only the interns. What company is required? Company is required only interns. Now this person went to that particular organization and he is giving the interviews also. And the organization thinking, this guy really having lot of talent, and he is ready to join as an intern for 6 months. Alright, because he need a money. So ultimately he ready, okay, I'll compromise the things. I'm ready to join your organization as an interns. He joined. Now what the company has decided, that particular company decided whatever the critical things is there, assigned to him. So what company doing? A company having the studies, whatever the complicated work is there, alright, because the company knows he has lot of experience, he could cope up those problems. So company have given all those critical things to that person, and the person is enjoying the job also. After the 6 months, the company has said, after 6 months, this guy has to be a permanent. That is the promise is given by the company to that particular employee. Now after 6 months, company called to HR who has been interacting with the person. Company called to the HR, asked that person to extend his internship for 3 months more. And now being a HR, you need to be convinced, convince these guys to work more than 3 months as an interns. Now this is critical situations. Now And again, the company is also intimated to HR. If you are fail to convince that guy to work more than 3, alright, and if this guy is not ready to work as an intern more than 3 months, then HR is also kick out from the company. Now HR is and that HR is going to call that guy. He had discussion with that guy. You need to be continue more 3 months, alright, as an intern. After that, the company will give you the payrolls. That guy understand, okay, now company is misusing me. He is not ready to work as an intern anymore. Now being a HR, how are you going to cope up these problems? It's critical. Because if you are not able to convince that guy, what is the problem? Your service will be. So now this is the scenario comes into pictures. Now certain calculation required to cope up these kind of problems. What calculation you going to do? Those calculations is nothing but based on your logical attitudes. Am I right? This is just based on the logical attitudes. And whenever you're going to start, these are problems. Now this is my problems. Now for getting the solution of these problems, you need to enter into this scientific way. Logical thinking, lot of logical thinking comes. Alright, and then finally some solution will be come. So this is what the scientific method. So what is scientific method? Scientific method is always are reliable. Always reliable. You may trust on scientific methods. In your engineering degrees or maybe in your 11th or 12th or 10th standard, I think you trust on scientific calculators? Yes or no? We never trust on ourselves, but we always trust on the scientific calculator. Yes sir, scientific calculator is there, I can solve any kind of problems. Another, that is what the reliability. Alright, so it is reliable, it is valid, it is objective, it is generalized, accuracy and precision. Many more things comes when you talk about the scientific methods. Understand? Alright, let's move for next. So steps in the research, these are the basic research steps, which is first one is observation, second one is preliminary information gathering, theory formulations, then finally hypothesis, further scientific data collection, data analysis and the detections. So already we have seen it this process in details. Alright. Yeah. Statement of problems. Now statement of problems, how are you going to define the problems? We talked about the problems, but it is important to decide your problems. You have one project in MBA coming years. How are you going to start your projects? Have you thought on that? Somebody have answers, sir, our seniors are going to do, we are going to copy it. Simple. Or in my building, in my society, some guys is also doing the MBA from University of Pune. So I'll definitely go to get guy and ask to just give me soft copy so I can make some changes. Alright, changes what? My name and roll numbers and the university. It will be reduced from Pune University to DPU. That's it. And the guide name and acknowledgement will be changed. Alright, and the submit to the person. Do you ever think how you going to start your project? Okay, let it be very important aspect. Suppose at your home somebody like marriage is fixed, maybe your brother or sisters. Now as a brother or sister you have a responsibility, alright, manage this particular things, event, I could say the event. Now how are you going to manage this event? Immediately you become active, immediately. You start the phone, you start the internet to just searching. What are you going to search first thing? Suppose the marriage is there. So first we need a venue. We need a venue. And you wanted to have a very good venue. Ego aa jata na. We wanted to have a very good venue so that everybody, okay, whoever is coming as your friends or whatever, they can see, let's see, this is our house marriage. Bada saja aja hona chahiye sab kuch. So we start the venues. After venue, we just finding some like who can do the decorations. Yes or no? In decoration, you again put lot of choice. ये वाले फूल, वो वाले फूल, ये ऐसा ऐसा होना चाहिए. You put lot of choices. After that, what do you decide? You go to the market, finding a lot of clothes. है ना? You find lot of matching clothes. Is it? Yes or no? है ना? And many more things you do to organize your events. But you know, this is the marriage. Suppose you you have ever, I could say like this, okay, suppose you have not seen any marriage earlier. This is the first marriage in this universe. This is the first marriage in this universe. Now how are you going to start the preparation of the marriage of your brother? Your brother is first, who is getting married in the universe. Alright, so how are you going to start the preparation? Now think. Let 2 minutes and think out. Your brother is the first or your sister is the first who is getting married in the universe, and you don't know what are the things comes, what are the things is required to make this marriage successful. अभी क्या अटक गया? Means you need to be think from somewhere. Are simple. Your parents are also there, na? Your parents is also there, yeah. They already got married, all right. But from somewhere you start the searching. Am I right? All right. So this is the basically thing comes into the picture, the problems. Whenever you are in problems, you always thinking the solutions. Always. So first thing you need to be decide the statement of problems. Let's have a very good examples. Suppose I want to do the studies. Simple ऐसे बनाते हैं हम लोग. We want to do the studies of the youth, है ना? Who is watching the late night show, special scenario women's. What I want to do study? This is my problems. I want to do the studies. I want to do the study of youth who is watching the late night show, special scenario women's. So what I need to do now? This is my problem statement. This is our problem statements. Now how are you going to start the searching on this? Statements clear? If your statement is clear, you would understand what are things need to be do. How to start, from where to start. The automatic things comes, I already clearly mentioned in my statement. I want to do the studies of the youth, first term, youth, who is watching late night show. Late night show means I am talking about the movies. Late night show, special scenario of the women's. Matlab, whom I need to target? I need to target to the youth first. So where I need to go? Definitely I need to go to the multiplex. Maybe multiplex, maybe cineplex, whatever it is. I need to go this place. To whom I need to interact? Obviously women's. Because we wanted to get the data from the women's. Now, this is the first thing. The picture started. That not picture, these are research pictures. Already we started working out. Where we go? We go to the particular multiplex or cineplex where we have to interact the youth. In the youth, again, the division is there. Special scenario only for the women's. Only for the women's. Now, youth. Now, first of all, you need to decide at what age you are calling these guys are the youth. Again comes in pictures. Some guys I am saying I am 60 but I am still young. Some guys ask me, what is your age, sir? So I said I am 20 years old guy having the 14 years experience. So that is completely my age, right? So but you need to decide at what limit you have, which is we call the youth. Can I say the 30 years guys are youth? 30 limit ban gaya. Now we have decided a range. Only the person who having the 30 years, their data is valid for us. Otherwise, this is become invalid. Range aage start ho gaya. Now what we do? Again, the one scenario. If you're talking about the youth, so youth start from the teenage. Now it is the teenage. So that is 13. So can I say the 13 to 30? The limit is become. So only to whom you have to target. Now in the theater, when you interact with the women, you need to target only the 13 to 30. All divisions ho gaya. Now what do you need to go? You need to ask them some questions. Maybe you need to ask them some questions. Alright, maybe you give some parcha kind of papers where you have already mentioned number of questions and that particular youth have to just fill up. Maybe you have put a lot of choices also. Anyway, but you have to ask the certain question for the youth. Am I right? Now what conclusions comes? How are you going to interpret it? You are again going to divide this 13 to 13 into equal intervals. into equal intervals. Now how? You need to be decide like 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. How many are there who is not adult? May possible? How many? Because when conclusions comes, somebody can ask you, how many are there or what is the percentage of the youth who is not adult watching the late night show? How are you going to give answers? So while taking the questions answers from the youth, है ना, what do you need to do? Again you need to be divide the things. That means the person who is belongs to 13 to 18. Women say 18 is adult, 13 to 18. What are you going to do? You are going to make the different categories. And from 18 onwards till 30, you are making a different categories. Right? And then you can have some answers for that. Okay, now 60% youth who belongs to 13 to 18 means who is not adult, alright, they are watching the late night show. You have a conclusion, these kind of things. Now again the problems comes. It may possible in this 18 to 30, 18 to 13, again you need to do the more category, which is we call the subcategories. How? Like first, it may possible 18 to 13 women are unmarried. Again possible. So again somebody can ask you question, how many women are unmarried who belongs to 18 to 30 age? Again you should have some answers. So these kind of questions comes, what should be the answers? So again you need to take those questions, which is filled by the 18 to 30, but there you need to be put marriage status. In your question you need to be put what? The marriage status, whether you are married or unmarried. Again the questions come. If they are married, maybe somebody is there who is divorced, who is widow, lot of things come to picture, and this way you need to be divide the things, and so that finally you can conclude something at the end of. Understand? So this is what, how to define the problems. The problem statement should have the solutions, should have the guideline from where you have to start. Understand? So how you need to decide the problems? You need to frame the problems which tell you from where you need to be start. Understand? Alright. Can you make one problem statement? Any other general problem statements? I'll give you 2 minutes so that we can have certain discussion on that. Take 2 minutes, decide one problem statement. Just take 2 minutes. How many women are working in night shift in special scenario IT? So where you need to go now? Scene is clear. I need to go to IT. When you need to go IT? Anytime you need to go IT, but you need to ask the particular women whether you are working shift wise, whether you are working in IT or, in night also, from what is the time duration you are working night, what are the security concerned. Yes or no? A lot of things come into the picture. So whatever the questions comes into the picture, or whatever the parameters comes into the picture, what do you need to do? You need to decide your questionnaires as per your parameters. As per your parameters. What do you need to decide? You need to decide the questionnaires. Maybe survey. Understand? Let's one more problems. Anyone want problems? Targeted customer for the new project. Where?
In Pune, Ravet.
In India, Pune, special cluster. That is a cluster because Ravet is a cluster. Cluster is Ravet. Alright. So he wanted to know what is the new product. Hai na? So what do you need to do? You need to go to the Ravet. You need to meet with the person, but whom? Again the scene is to whom you want to know the new product, about the product. Whether it is old age, young, hai na? Middle age, where? Small kids, because kids is most popular. उनके प्रोडक्ट ज़्यादा बिकते हैं आजकल मार्केट में. Alright, so to whom you have target, that has to be